Hello, my name is Aline Prinz and I present you my vocabulary app from the beginning, the project brief, and to the prototype I developed. I did the project with CareerFoundry in the course UX Fundamentals and will start with introducing my primary persona. Maria is 25 to 35 years old, works as a full-time event manager, and has a very long way to work. She's interested in learning new things and traveling and wants to use her free time the best she can. A quote from her is, "As I want to combine everything in my free time, it's hard for me to keep on going. I have no time for doing long lessons and I lose the motivation too fast if there is no progress." Her goals are: she wants to learn the language from scratch, she wants to see the process of getting better, she wants to add own vocabulary definitions, she wants to be motivated in learning, and she wants grammar exercises included as well. Maria says, "I want to be able to communicate when I'm traveling. I think it's nice to learn the language of the countries you visit." The needs for the vocabulary apps are short learning sessions, games and challenges with friends, visual progress to keep Maria motivated, and the possibility to add own words and definitions. The beginning with the early prototyping. I created user flows for different scenarios. I focused on recreating the tasks in the first prototype, and the two main goals shown in the user flows are add a new card set and play a game. This is the user flow for playing a game as an example. So this was the basic I worked with. These are the early sketches from wireframes, the first round I did, just for getting input and how to design the app, where to put the navigation buttons. These are the detailed sketches I used for the user testing. So these are the sketches the user saw in my prototype. I did the prototype testing with Prod, and they could click through the app screens and could do some testing in the app. So I had different tasks for the users to test in the low fidelity prototype. So they had to create an account. They should go back to onboarding as they accidentally skipped it. They should add a new set of cards, and they should add an image to a flashcard. Last but not least, they should play a game called Hangman. I've got several problems while the testing of the prototype. So the first one was that the instructions on the onboarding screens were not clear. So the users didn't know that they have to swipe. And it wasn't clear that the dots at the bottom were to swipe. Also, one user said that she wants to go back while being on the onboarding screens. So I solved this problem with by adding a swipe sign and adding a back button for the onboarding screens. The next problem was that users thought that the home screen is unnecessary. That was a big surprise for me, because I thought that a home screen should be there like to give an overview, but the users were fine with having all icons in the navigation bar at the bottom. So I changed it to a progress screen where you can see how many words you learned and how many brains you already won, and you can see your schedule, like what goals you have this week or today. The icon for study sets was not fitting, so I changed it to flashcards, because it's a flashcard app and the book wasn't the right thing. Another problem were the study sets. The users had several problems here. So they said that the description box is too big, because you only add tags and keywords, you don't write a whole description there. The plus sign is misleading. They thought that you can add the word there and not an additional fact. The icon for adding audio is not fitting because it's like a music icon and not an audio icon, and it was not clear where to put the images. So if they are chosen from a gallery from the app or from your own one. Another problem was that in the first prototype a link was wrong, so when you got back, the image screen appeared even if you didn't want to add an image before. I solved the problems by reducing the description box and adding text, so you can add own text and choose from given text. I changed the audio sign to a megaphone so that it's clear that it's an audio sign and not music you can add. And I added the images to choose directly in the card. The left box is for adding a new one with your camera, and the crossed ones are images from your gallery you can choose. The task of playing a game was clear for the users, but they did not understand that the brains at the bottom stand for single and multiplayer, and there was a problem with the link as well. So if you choose one set to play with, it was not possible to select the modus you want to play in. The user said that the award system for challenging with friends and for giving you motivation is missed in this prototype. I solved the problems by splitting the screen in two screens. So you had to choose the set which words should be included first, and then you got to a next screen where you can choose if you want to play as a single or as a multiplayer. My learnings from the prototyping and working on the app are that I have to plan enough time when working with others so we can meet appointments. I have to focus on simple design when sketching because I tend to overdo it in the first few sketches. I should not overestimate my prototype because it's not perfect and there will be mistakes, and that's okay. I had the problem that I put too much time into the first wireframes and prototypes, so I had to deal with details which I should deal later with. And the last thing is I learned you have to listen to your users carefully because they help you doing better. So feedback is everything. My next steps would be add missing functions to the app, like elaborate games, add study sets to choose from, think about the award system and add the possibility to set goals, and elaborate icons and a corporate identity, so I give the app details and color schemes. And the most important thing is getting user feedback, iterating after adding new functions or designs throughout the whole process. So the feedback from the users is the main thing. Thank you very much.